and welcome to this video. My name is Becca, if you're new here. If not, welcome back. But today I'm going to be talking about the benefits of minimalism. Because if I'm being perfectly honest, minimalism was kind of thrust upon me. This was not a decision I ever consciously made, and it is not something I'm even naturally gifted at. But it came about because I moved so often, and with every move came a giant purge. And every time I had to purge my whole life, I questioned my ever-loving sanity. I just realized I had to change the way that I was living because I used to be such a pack rat. I was one of those that every time I could get something for free or really cheap secondhand, I would get it because, what if and just in case. But over time, I realized that living more minimally has just brought me so much happiness. So let's jump right in. The first one is more time. If you are living more minimally, you have less stuff, which means that you have less to clean. You're doing less shopping and less organizing and less running around after your toddler and trying to pick up everything that they're throwing in their wake. And that in turn means that you have more time to spend doing the things that actually matter, like visiting and spending time with family and friends, or traveling, or doing the hobbies that are important to you. Another way that I look at it is that everything that I purchase, I have to spend X amount of hours working for to be able to afford that and bring it into my home. So in a way, you're literally trading your time for that item. The next is an increase in productivity, peace, and happiness. Living more minimally 100% gives you more mental clarity and just relieves a lot of stress. I know for me, I have such a hard time trying to focus or do anything if I'm in a super dirty or cluttered environment. I worked as a professional organizer for a while, and one of the common themes that I found is definitely that nothing functions well and everything becomes so much harder when your house is overwhelmingly cluttered and messy. Next benefit is being less sentimental. I know for me, I have found that I've become so much less attached to things, which is great because things don't last forever, and you shouldn't be finding your happiness through things anyways. But as a silly example, I found this ceramic mug at a thrift store 3 weeks ago, and I absolutely loved it. I brought it into my home. It brought me a lot of joy drinking my coffee out of it every day, and then my toddler accidentally broke it. And for a second, I was real sad there. But then I took a step back and realized it's just a mug. He didn't do it on purpose. And the same way that I found that mug at a thrift store, I can easily find another one that brings me just as much joy. I've also found that the few things that I am really sentimental about, I truly cherish them because I'm not sitting there claiming that I have 1,000 things that I love and that are really valuable to me. Next is lessons learned. Becoming minimalist is not a quick process because if you're doing it right, you are actually learning so much about yourself. You might not think it, but a simple decluttering, you should be asking yourself really hard questions like, why did I bring this into my home? How much did I sacrifice to buy that item? This thing that I thought that I needed so badly 3 weeks ago, why have I hardly touched it? Like, what does that mean to me? Asking all of these questions eventually kind of unravels a lot of psychological impulses, and you just learn so much about yourself, and that whole journey just takes up a lot of time. The power of letting go. Holding on to old things out of guilt is a burden whether you realize it or not. The gift that your great aunt got you forever ago that you hate but you feel like you can't get rid of because you're guilty about it, just get rid of it. She probably won't ever know. Or the thing that you spent so much money on and every time you walk by it and you haven't used it and you get that little icky feeling on the inside, just donate it or resell it and let it go, because every time you walk by it, that little feeling that you get is called emotional baggage and it's not worth it. You're not going to regret it, just let it go. Next is saving money. When you embrace minimalism, you end up spending so much less and you become so much more financially independent, which is such a good feeling. Companies spend millions of dollars trying to convince you that you need their product, which is probably the most insidious thing that I can think of. But when you truly embrace minimalism and you start to question what you want versus what you need, you're going to realize that you need far less than you might have ever realized. And when you're spending so much less on all the exciting new trends and the greatest new gadgets, you save so much money, and it's just the best. Next is that it's so much better for the planet. A common theme with minimalism is that you're buying less, of course, but also the things that you do buy, you're buying better quality. Stepping out of the whole fast world, like fast fashion, fast furniture, fast food, you end up investing a lot less money into these cheap products that are just going to last a certain amount of time, and instead you're investing it in things that might last your whole lifetime or even beyond, depending on what the item is. And with that, there's just so much less waste, and it's just so much better for the environment. Next is that it teaches our children such better values. In a world that is constantly telling us that we need more, 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 we can be happier if we buy more. If you buy more single-use items, it's more convenient for you. Teaching your children by example is so powerful, and it's something that they're probably never going to learn from the common media. We live in such an incredibly throwaway culture now, and so if we can teach our children to respect what they have, learn their wants from their needs, and to respect the planet, we're going to be in so much better of a place. Embrace being different and step out of the comparison game. This was such an empowering one to me. I feel like even now, when I look at the world of social media, it seems like everybody has the exact same stuff. Because they do. They're all following the same trends. They're all buying the same items. And so for me, I love when I can go to a secondhand shop and get something that's so unique. And it just brings me a lot of happiness. Embracing minimalism also just lets you step out of the comparison game. So you no longer have to worry about, do I have the latest and the greatest? Do I need to spend my whole paycheck on the new phone or whatever? Okay, my baby. Did you have a good walk? Being more portable and flexible. Again, this is speaking from experience, but I love that every time that I find that I need to move, I can reduce my belongings down to just a couple of suitcases and go on the next great adventure that life throws at me. I can honestly say that being more minimalist through the years has just made me so much more happy and so much more flexible, and it's all the benefits that I have just listed in this whole video. I have become so much happier of a person, and my life has just become so much more peaceful and easy. So if you have been minimalist for just a short time or even a long time, let me know what benefits you have found. I will see you guys next week. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.